Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Psychic Medium Ray. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about Wendy Williams and really giving you the tea. I know a lot of my viewers in the past have asked for me to do an updated reading on her to see, what is coming up. So I'm here to spill the tea and see what is coming up from Spirit regarding Wendy. I know that she's been in the headlines. She was diagnosed with dementia, a form of dementia. It's called aphasia, I believe, or the medical term. My mom had dementia as well, so I kind of familiar with it. And I know a lot of people would make fun of her when she had the Wendy Williams show. She did pass out. I kind of feel like she might have had something that, again, the doctors are not disclosing, or that the public doesn't know, like a mild stroke. And I think when I did one of her readings in the past on my YouTube channel, I may have mentioned it. I'm not sure, but I do feel like there was definitely like something that was being hidden. Now, typically, what the brain looks like when an MRI is done after, having, whatever, like a cardiac stroke, stuff. I'm not a doctor again, so I don't diagnose, but typically when stuff like that is happening, the brain changes. There's, things on the brain that indicate like the beginning signs of, Alzheimer's or dementia. So I feel like, this is, her health has been progressing, but what does it look like for her, in the months to come, in the years to come? I definitely feel like there's going to be some challenges with her health, but I definitely feel like she's under the best care possible. Can they slow down the possibly? I feel like a lot is like coming up around her finances, like, what that's going to look like as far as work, if she can go back to work. I definitely feel like there's a lot of support. I feel like there might be more of a non-traditional medicine approach, like this could be naturopathic, but I definitely feel like she's going to be also very connected to the spiritual side, a lot of people. But I definitely feel like there's a lot of people that will try to take advantage of opportunities. I do feel like money, is something that's tight, but I definitely feel like she struggles, with where she's at now, because again, as her health changes, etc., there's going to be a lot of questions that come up about, like, you know, can she care for herself? Is she going to need like, roundabout care? Because the disease does tend to progress and get worse as time progresses. I feel like there's a lot of burdens. I feel like she cries a lot or is very emotional at times. But it's not a death sentence, is what Spirit is showing, for all of us out there that are Wendy fans or that have been. I do feel like she's going to fight. I definitely feel like there's a lot. There's something about her returning to TV at some point if she wants to. I'm not saying this is like 100% going to happen, but I definitely feel like there might be an interview or something where she does return to TV in some capacity. I do think there's some good news, some celebrations that will happen around her. I feel like she's very supported by like a sisterhood. There's going to be people that she wouldn't expect, or the people in her camp would not have expected to come forth and be there. But I definitely feel like they're coming on and they're going to be helping her. I get the Five of Cups, though. It's a lot of emotional loss. This could be like family that has passed away around her, supporting her. The Magician. So I feel like, again, Wendy is a fighter. She's someone that's always going to strive to do better. And I get with the Five of Swords that, again, there's just a lot that's going on here that she's trying to process here. And when you have, like I said, dementia, the diagnosis that she had, it's hard. But she's going to pull forth, in many ways. I feel like there's people that are like, oh, this is like karma and blah, blah, blah. No, but, it happens to people every day. I do think that, maybe some of the things that she did to herself, some of the surgeries that she might have had, or substances, things that she, put in her body may have contributed to this. But I feel like it's more of when I hear Spirit, when I heard the diagnosis, I kind of felt like it was generational. I do feel like the Ace of Wands, that there is this feeling of like um, you know, new beginnings. So it's like when I say new beginnings, like what is a new beginning for Wendy may not look like a new beginning for us. You know, when we think of new beginnings, we think of like, oh, maybe new opportunities, etc. But for her, it's like the way of living and the routines that she does. You know, she's going to have to make reminders for herself. She's going to have a good support system around herself. But I definitely feel like, you know, she's far from, um, you know, getting ready to exit. I definitely feel like it's just a new way of like learning and learning more about herself. I feel like there's a lot of things that are being juggled right now, maybe in terms of finances and stuff. But I also feel like she's going through a rebirth, and there's going to be a lot of nurturing coming from, you know, like I said, sisters, people around her, not biological sisters, but maybe like friends that are like sisters. And I feel like this could easily like send her into a depression. You know, she's maybe a little prone to that, but I definitely feel like there's a lot of support, a lot of things, you know, and I feel like there's a lot of advancement in medicine and technology. So I definitely feel like with her, you know, she's going to struggle sleeping at night as things, you know, progress. The thing is that you can't stop it, but you can kind of slow it down a little bit with medications. I definitely feel like she's very more connected to the spiritual realm now. You know, there's a lot of fears of like what she would say, and there's fears with her of like not having any kind of money in the future. But I definitely feel with, you know, in her situation, she feels a little stuck, but it's not going to always be like that. She feels a little lonely right now. Like, you know, people start treating you differently too when you have a diagnosis or like there's a new beginning for you. People start treating you like you can't do things for yourself, you know, and that's the worst thing. I would encourage anybody around her in her team to in her family to be supportive and to encourage her to keep doing daily tasks and daily things so that she can keep her memory going and keep, you know, some familiarity so that way that, you know, she still knows how to do certain things. But I definitely feel like there's a move wherever she's living now. She's going to be moving. Her living arrangements are going to change. She's going to need support. I feel like this is when I see the star card in a reading, I really feel like it's indicative of like health improving. So again, regardless of what that looks like, I'm not a doctor. Again, this is not a diagnosis, but from a spiritual perspective, I feel like Spirit's saying like there's hope here. The Seven of Wands, like she's gonna be literally a lot of on the spotlight, you know, over the next couple of years, months. I feel like a male energy around her is helping her, and I definitely feel like there's going to be some battles, you know, people that are trying to maybe take advantage of her, you know, when she's in her most vulnerable state. But I definitely feel like the universe is not going to allow that. They're going to protect her. And I do feel with the moon, you know, there's a lot of fears that are coming to the surface that she's having to deal with. But I do feel at some point she's going to struggle with walking, and that might be a little less, you know, harder, more or less, like to walk by herself and have balance. I do feel like, you know, they're telling her to not be afraid, but to also be prepared, you know, for changes. There's things that are going to change in her body, her mind, her soul. The Four of Wands, I do feel like, again, she's going to, you know, fun is going to be like laughter and fun and things that she likes to do are going to be really good and should be encouraged. Anything that makes her feel safe and protected should be what is going on with Wendy. And I feel like there's something about like a book being written as well. I feel like if she's not in a loving relationship right now, she will be, or there's more support. And I also feel like there's some money still coming in. Like, I definitely feel like there's still romance, like, from someone around her. You know, she is loved by many, and there's so many people, but it's going to feel chaotic, you know, with the Tower card. It's going to feel a little chaotic here and there, for Wendy, but I feel like, again, she's leaving behind a lot of the betrayal, a lot of the setbacks, and I definitely feel like she's walking away, but, this hiatus is to focus on her health. And I also feel like, again, there's going to be money to be made. So again, I feel like there's a lot of good energy surrounding her.